Hello, Thomas Tennis here again with another incredible tennis tip. Uh, on this one, I have two that I want to discuss that are both very important. Number one, before you really look at this, you need to know what the golden mean of tennis is, but I'll explain very quickly. The golden mean of tennis is going into the ball at 20 degree angle in the court. Okay, this is 0 degrees. This is 20 degrees. You want to make sure you're only going 20 degrees into the ball because you're going to get spin when you make contact, okay? And then you're going to go up 50 degrees. The ball's going to go out about 10 to 20 degrees. So that's the launch angle is one that goes out this way with the path of the ball. The spin angle is the 50 degrees that you go up in contact, and the approach angle is the 20 degrees you go into the ball. Here is the diagram of the golden mean of tennis, but be sure and watch my video on the subject. It goes into much greater detail. Okay, so you're going to go into the ball. Let's talk about this, the approach angle. You're going to go into the ball at 20 degrees. You do not want to go low to high like that. You'll hit weak shots and miss hit 50% of the balls you hit. So almost every pro teaches low to high. It is not low to high. It is into and up. That's what all the pros do, and that's how you get maximum power and topspin. But when you're going into the ball, you want to visualize a little black dot just below the ball. A little black dot like this. Okay, so you don't really go into the ball, you go in just barely below the ball. The biggest problem with golden mean is if you come in too high, then you have to turn your racket like that, and the ball's going to go down into the ground, or it's going to weakly into the net. So what you want to do is don't aim for the back of the ball, aim slightly below the ball, and visualize a little tiny black dot right there. Here's that little black dot from the side view, and here's the way you want to visualize it. That way you will not come over the ball. And that's where you want your racket to approach the ball, right there. If I do that every time, then I can use my hand to make it spin. Okay, like that. So come in slightly, maybe just an inch or two below the center of the ball. Then every single time I hit the ball, my ball is going to be a heavy topspin. If you then use your hand to go up. So visualize that dot, and every time you go to hit a ball, you're going to hit so consistently you won't believe it. Point number two is most of a tennis stroke is for the purpose of positioning the racket, not for gaining power. A lot of instructors talk about getting back here, and then you let the racket fall, and then you really get all the speed back here with this giant swing. When you do a giant swing like that, and you're trying to really go hit the ball hard, you're going to accelerate way too soon. You're going to be accelerating here. By the time you get to the ball, your acceleration will be spent. And you're going to wind up just hitting a weak, crummy shot, and you won't be able to figure it out because you're doing all of this stuff to make the ball spin and make the ball a very powerful shot, but the power won't be there and the spin won't be there because you won't have any compression. You'll be decelerating. In other words, you will go back here, you'll really accelerate too soon, and then by the time you get here, your racket's going to slow up and you're going to hit a little dribbler. So this is very critical. Most of the tennis swing is not fast, it's slow. So visualize that it's slow, 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 slow. Continue with your slow. Now you don't accelerate till you get right about here, when you get about 2 feet from the ball. Now I'm going to accelerate into that black dot I talked about. So this is the point where you want to accelerate right here. Boom! And you're going to get tons of acceleration and tons of spin. What you don't want to do is start accelerating too soon. You don't want to accelerate back here. Then you're going to really have a screwed up shot, just like you would in golf. And when you play golf, they talk about a slow backswing. But if you accelerate from up here, you're going to do all kinds of terrible things. You're probably going to stand up. You're going to miss hit. Your acceleration is going to come way too soon. So if you play golf, go out and practice taking a slow backswing. Come back slow. Come back slow till you get about a couple feet from the ball. Now if I accelerate, my body's in perfect position to hit the ball. I'm not jerking my body back trying to accelerate way too soon. So visualize like with the tennis racket, you're going 30 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 40, 50, 60, 70, okay? About that far from the ball. And if you do that, everything will get easier very quickly. So the two things are visualize the black dot so that you're always coming slightly below the ball. So now I can use my hand to make it spin. And number two, slow, 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 slow until you get right about here. And if you accelerate right about here, you're gonna find everything is much easier. And the same is true with forehand, backhand, even chips. If you're going to chip, go in slow and then accelerate just about 2 feet from the ball. When you hit a serve, slow, 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 and then just before you get to the ball, you want to really accelerate. And this is one of those invisible things about tennis when you watch somebody really hitting a ball well that you wonder, how the heck did they do it? Well, this is kind of an invisible part of the stroke. You can't really see it, it's not obvious, it's not clear what they're doing, but once you start doing it, once you get that feeling of going slow, 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 accelerate, it'll do wonders for your stroke. So 2 things, black dot, accelerate 2 feet from the ball. I'm now going to demonstrate going slow, 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 and accelerating right there, much later than you think you need to. So excuse my ball machine, and we're going to be going slow, 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 and accelerate right in that area, just a couple feet before the ball. Okay, so here we go. Difficult high one, it works on all of them. You got to go slow, 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 and accelerate.